Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jeffrey Epstein Show. I'm your host, Bobbycapucci, and this is episode 9 of the Maxwell Files. Ghislaine Maxwell moved 36 times in the last year, according to a report. Who in the hell moves 36 times in 1 year? And according to her and her people, it was all because of the media. It had nothing to do with law enforcement scrutiny, according to them. Oh no, Ghislaine Maxwell's a good person. Ghislaine Maxwell should get bail. Ghislaine Maxwell is liked by her friends and family. Isn't that what her lawyers told us? Isn't that the bullshit they expect us to accept? 36 times in a year since Jeffrey Epstein's alleged suicide. Now, why would she be on the lam? Why would she be running like that if she was not guilty? An innocent person does not go on the lam. An innocent person stands up tall and defends their good name. They don't hide. They don't use fake mouthpieces in the media to sow disinformation. And they certainly don't fire shots across the bow at other co-conspirators. Ghislaine Maxwell was not hiding from the press. Oh, I'm sure that played into it, of course. She didn't want anything to do with an interview or anyone blowing up where she was at, no doubt about it, blowing up her spot, right, and letting people know where she's at. She didn't want to have to deal with that. So I could understand how that could play a part in it. But for her and her camp to come out and act like it had nothing to do with law enforcement and the scrutiny put on them by law enforcement is laughable at best. Ghislaine Maxwell is as guilty, in my opinion, as Jeffrey Epstein for all of this. She played a leadership role. She called the shots. She made sure her little minions like Sarah Kellen Vickers were on point and doing their jobs. And she made sure that she let the survivors know that she could reach out and hurt them or ruin their lives in an instant. And why would the survivors think any differently, considering the company that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell kept? Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Ehud Barak, Glenn Dubin, Les Wexner, Jess Staley. We're talking about some of the most powerful people in the world. Our article tonight is from the New York Post, and the headline is, Ghislaine Maxwell reportedly moved at least 36 times during her year in hiding. Authored by Tamar Lappin. Ghislaine Maxwell moved at least 36 times across the U.S. in the year before her arrest, and coronavirus mask wearing may have helped her stay undetected, a report said Sunday. Well, yeah, right? Everyone's wearing face masks. I know here in Las Vegas, we have to wear them even in the casinos, which is unheard of in Nevada, to wear a mask into a casino. You can't even wear a hood into a casino. But now everybody has to wear masks, right? So when you're walking into the casinos here in Las Vegas, they have these thermal temperature scanners, and you have to stand in front of the scanner. You have to pull down your mask and take off your hat so that the camera can get a shot of your face just in case you go on some sort of rampage. But I could totally see how this could help her stay undetected, right? And especially in a little town like New Hampshire, I'm sure nobody even had any idea who she was. We're not talking about France, where everybody could recognize her by her sovereign ring. What a load of crap that was, huh? I mean, are you kidding me with that France stuff? Jeez Louise. The British socialite took off from the West Coast and crisscrossed the country, making stops in Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado before ultimately ending up in New Hampshire, where she was busted 10 days ago, the Sun reported. Yeah, she was on quite the adventure, huh? Quite the road trip. I wish I could go on a road trip like that. 5 states, 6 states, hop in the car, crisscross the nation, live the life of Riley. Meanwhile, all of these survivors are still asking for justice and begging for justice. But Ghislaine Maxwell, well, she was living that high life, boy. Has there ever been a person who deserved to have their freedom ripped out from underneath them more than this bipedal serpent? Ghislaine has been constantly on the move throughout the last year, a source told the outlet. She would stay in properties for a few days or a week. What was she at, the Siegel Suites? The budget rentals? Here in Las Vegas, she might have been hanging out down on Boulder Highway. That's where she belongs. That's the kind of trash she is. So, I mean, what was she doing? Airbnb-ing it for a few days or a week, staying at hotels? That's all important, interesting stuff, right? I really hope that comes out and it comes to light and we kind of get a look at her whole entire situation while she was on the lam. Her life on the lam appears to have begun after her pedophile ex-boyfriend, Jeffrey Epstein, killed himself last August, allegedly, in a Manhattan lockup while awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges, according to the paper. Again, she is not an innocent woman, in my opinion. An innocent person does not do what she did in the wake of Jeffrey Epstein's death. An innocent person like her does not lie and deceive and cheat the way she does, okay? She is not innocent of any of this, in my opinion. Leadership role, RICO charges, a long, lengthy stay in jail, and maybe 10 or 15 years shaved off your 60 if you help the federal government. The Sun source claimed that between then and her July 2nd arrest, Maxwell hopped from home to home, moving at least 3 times each month. 3 times each month? I mean, this is El Chapo level shit right here. This lady was ducking, dodging, and evading like Rip Torn was throwing wrenches at her at the dodgeball tournament. I mean, are you kidding me right now? 3 times each month? And it's all to avoid the media, huh? Okay. While on the run, the accused madam, co-conspirator, fellow child abuser, all-around scuzzball, mostly spent her days working out and reading, including a book on Epstein's accusers by survivor's lawyer Bradley Edwards, in which she featured prominently, Vanity Fair previously reported. And again, for those of you who are just tuning into the podcast, who haven't been listening for a while and just found us recently, I highly suggest you go out and get Bradley Edwards' book, Relentless Pursuit. It is a behind-the-scenes look at a lawyer who has been on the front lines battling these sick, disgusting bastards from the word go. I highly suggest you pick up that book if you have not read it yet. The Sun source added that she did go out, but not often. Obviously, with the coronavirus, people wearing masks, it made things easier for her. That's no doubt about that. I mean, if you're on the lam right now and you're some sort of criminal, this is your time to shine, boy. Wear your face mask, throw on some shades, put on a hat. You might as well be the invisible man or woman. And for somebody like Ghislaine Maxwell, who is most certainly a lamist, oh yeah, this is heaven sent for her. Heaven sent. The only rub is this. The FBI knew exactly where she was the whole time. Officials have also said they were tracking Maxwell's movements and had recently learned that she moved to a luxury home on a 156-acre estate in Bradford, New Hampshire, that she bought in an all-cash deal in December. I think that estate should be seized and it should be turned into some sort of rehabilitation place for survivors of assault by people like this. Make this property into something like that, some sort of retreat, some sort of getaway, some sort of place where survivors can go and start the healing process. That's the best way to shove a thumb in the eye of these sick, disgusting bipedal serpents. In an initial memo seeking Maxwell's detention, prosecutors said she was hiding out in various locations in New England and had made efforts to go undetected, including switching her main phone number, which was registered under the name G Max. And for her next trick, she's going to enter the rap battle and be a freestyle rapper with her new nickname, G Max. G Max. More like stupid moron. But the Sun source said Maxwell moved around to outrun reporters, not federal authorities, echoing an argument made by her defense attorneys last week for why she was not a flight risk and should be granted bond. Pay very close attention to that, okay? The source is mimicking the defense attorney's last week's statement. No, it's probably a source that has been put into play by Maxwell and her team, and what we're seeing here is circular reporting. Be very careful of it, folks. Be very, very careful of it. She was never running from the feds, the source said. She was running from journalists and crazy people who wanted to kill her. Well, who's she talking about? Her handlers? If that's the case, then she should be begging the government to protect her. Who was trying to kill her? Nobody even knows where she is. Lawyers for the survivors can't even find her. But she's scared she's going to be killed? Give me a break. It is all a setup for the victimhood shield. That is what she's trying to play here. Oh, I'm a victim in this. I'm a victim. Nope. Sorry, you are not a victim. No one was trying to kill you. You're on the lam, and you're such a coward that you had to keep moving locations because you were scared that some reporter was going to stumble upon you and put you on blast. That's what you say you were scared of, huh? Sorry. You were scared of the authorities, in my opinion. It was a serious problem. Her location was on a need-to-know basis. Maxwell reportedly even hired a professional security firm to keep her safe amid an influx of death threats. She's now being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn and is expected to be arraigned Tuesday on sex trafficking charges. Wow. Hired a professional security firm to keep her safe amid an influx of death threats. Now, where did those death threats... where did she receive those death threats? Changed her phone number. Doesn't have the same email address. What were they, smoke signals in the sky? Somebody hired a Goodyear blimp and had a terrible message for Ghislaine in the Goodyear blimp. She had to go out and bring in some ex-SAS soldiers to protect her. Give me a break already, okay? All a sham, all part of the smokescreen, and all part of the plot for them to build the case that she was also a victim. But guess what? We see right through it. Reading right between the lines, we see right through it, and we know exactly what your strategy is going to be. And it is not going to work. So you better get with your boy Dershowitz behind the scenes. Tell him to pick up his pants. Enough with the naked volleyball. And to get into the back room and help you guys out, because you're going to need all the help you can get when it comes to defending this bipedal serpent. Because, my friends, all of the evidence that we have seen thus far, all of the circumstantial evidence that is available to the public, is there any other destination you can arrive at other than Ghislaine Maxwell had a leadership role with Jeffrey Epstein, played a crucial part in the building of the criminal enterprise, and also, let's not forget, played a crucial part in laundering millions and millions of dollars. That, my friends, is a career criminal, not a victim. If you'd like to contact me, you can do that at bobbycapucci@protonmail.com. That's BOBBYCAPUCCI@protonmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter at BOBBY_CAPUCCI. All of the links that pertain to the episode will be in the description box. All right, everybody, we'll be back tomorrow morning and we'll start it all over again.